lazily around her face. "Sam, be nice," she says, even though I'm sure she didn't hear what I said. Her mom radar is on point. "He can't be nice," Grayson says. "He was raised in a barn, too." Mom sinks down in her beach chair and shakes her head. "You two are something else." Grayson breaks into a fit of giggles. I peel off my t-shirt and Mom hands me the sunscreen. I roll my eyes but rub it on anyway, because winning this fight would be like winning a pie-eating contest against a bear after hibernation. Mom glances at the lifeguard stations. "Stay close and make sure you check in once in a while." "Okay, I will." She gives me a smile, but there's something behind it. Sadness? Exhaustion? I never know anymore. This morning at breakfast, her eyes were puffy and red-rimmed. Now they're just sort of empty. Something's going on, but I've known that for a while. There have been lots of hushed conversations behind closed doors, super awkward family dinners, and a feeling of wrongness. I'd have to be completely clueless not to have noticed. A little shiver shakes through me. I don't want to think about that. Not today. Not on beach day. All buttered up, I wade out into the water toward the deep end. It's gloriously warm. I move toward the high dive with purpose. This is it, Sam. It's your moment to shine. On the other side of the lake, the ladder with peeling green paint thrusts out of the water, leading straight up to the high dive. The sun-warmed rungs smell tangy and sharp. At least the beach is empty. The usual gang of boys from Stapleton Middle School is stuck in class today, so there's no one here to laugh at me when I freeze up. Unless you count Grayson, and I rarely do. I look up at the pale blue board hanging above me. It's high. Too high. I place one hand on the rung in front of me, then another. My stomach clenches, and I swallow hard. I can do this. I can do this. Sweat breaks out on my forehead, little quivering beads of cowardice. If the guys from school were here, now's when they would be laughing at me and pointing. I can do this. I can't do it. I let go of the rungs and drift backward through the water. This was supposed to be my moment, but I choked again. I sink into the water and roll onto my back. Maybe next summer. The sky is clear and bright blue. I stare up at it, and it stares back, the sun warming my skin from the top as the water warms it from below. Small ripples float across the surface from Addie and Grayson playing in the shallow end. Addie squeals, and I sit up, watching them. She grabs a handful of sand and chases Grayson down the beach. Her black curls bounce around her head like a wild halo. Grayson runs away from her, his head thrown back. Addie catches up, ready to nail him with sand, but he tickles her before she gets a chance. I scowl. If I hadn't chickened out, I'd be watching them from the top of the high dive right now. I sigh and wade back through the deeper water to the shallow end. When I plop down in the sand, Addie joins me, bucket and shovel in hand. "Sammy, help?" she asks, looking up at me with big brown eyes. I smile. "Yes, I'll help you, Addie." We pile the wet sand into the bucket and pat it down tight with the shovel. She sits close to me, one chubby little hand resting on my leg. Every couple of minutes, she looks up at me and smiles. At least she doesn't know what a chicken her brother is. "I thought you were going to jump," Grayson says, coming up behind us. He smirks, and I consider dumping the bucket of sand over his head. I changed my mind. Grayson opens his mouth to say something rude, I'm sure of it, when Dad sits down in the sand. "You'll get it eventually, bud. Don't stress about it. I believe in you." My cheeks burn a little. "Thanks, Dad." "I didn't like heights when I was your age either." He winks, and Grayson closes his mouth. "Ha! Got you there. He can't tease me without..."